अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। नमो हे परम ब्रह्म रूपा मेहर। नमो हे परम देव देवा मेहर। नमो हे परम धर्म मूलम मेहर। नमो हे परम ज्ञान शक्ति मेहर। नमो हे पिता मातृभ्राता मेहर। नमो हे सखा स्वामी दाता मेहर। नमो स्फूर्तिदाता विधाता मेहर। नमो आत्म आराध्य देवा मेहर। मिले जीव को शिव तुम्हारी मेहर से। जले धर्म का दीप तुम्हारी मेहर से। बहे प्रेम धारा तुम्हारी मेहर से। रहे स्थिर चराचर तुम्हारी मेहर से। अमर याद सागर हिले ध्रुव तारा। अधर्मों कुकर्मों का बाजे नकारा। मधुसूदना नेह में हर तुम्हारा। कभी भी न टूटे ये नाता हमारा।
मेहर राज जय राज तुझनो धने जगद माँ। बांधी बैठा छे आश तुझ पर छोड़ी सर्वे का। मेहर राज जय राज तुझनो तने जगद माँ। मेहर राज जय राज तुझनो तने जगद माँ। बांधी बैठा छे आश तुझ पर छोड़ी सर्वे का। सुखनो सागर स्वरूप सुंदर ज्ञाननो भंडार। जगने खातर उपाडिया छे दुखो ते अपार। धजाता हरी धुजावे सर्वे न पको ने बदका। सुख शांति बख्शे छे तू सौ संतो ने अपार। भेगा करी हम बंदो ने सर्वे देखाड्यो अतनी सा। शिखाड्यो हमने संत मार्ग ते ईश्वरी अवतार। जात भेड़ ते दूर करीने कीधा सर्वे एक साथ। खरो खुदानो ख्याल बख्शो ते ओ मेहरबान। मन हमारो हरण करीने काप्या पाप पार। सर्वे सुखो ना भोगे ते कीधा छे ऊपर का। શરણ છે તુજને સર્વ જેવો રહે છે તુજની પાસ બકે છે તેવો અંજાન જેવો ન જાને તુજને ખાસ રચે છે બાજી તહે તહેની રાખી એક વિચાર બચાવે જીવડા તોડાવે શાકલ શીખાવીને પ્યાર અરજ હમારી કબૂલી દેજો કરાવી હમને પાર સર્વે સ્વર્ગોના માલિક છો તમે જગના તારનહાર તલબ તમારી કરે છે કુલ સંતને ઝરગાર કર નસીબ સેવા તુજની ઓ ખુદય અવતાર મેહર રાજ્ય રાજ તુજનું તને જગદમાં આજ બાંધી બેઠા છે આશ તુજ પર છોડી સર્વે કાજ સુખનો સાગર સ્વરૂપ સુંદર જ્ઞાનનો ભંડાર જગને ખાતર ઉપાડ્યા છે દુઃખો તે અપાર મેહર રાજ્ય રાજ તુજનું ધને જગદમાં આજ મેહર રાજ્ય રાજ તુજનું ધને જગદમાં આજ બાંધી બેઠા છે આશ તુજ પર છોડી સર્વે કાજ જય બાબા
Jai Baba, everybody. Welcome to our center. Don't know where to begin. I'll begin with asking a question. कल कितने लोग नहीं आए थे? हाथ ऊपर कीजिए. Well, you missed out on something for sure. Oh, you've seen it. Okay. Of all the people who have seen this play, कितने लोग नहीं रोए? हाथ ऊपर करो. नहीं रोया? जाओ बाहर जाके बैठो अभी तुम. This is something that has happened after a long, long, long time. An event like this, only he can orchestrate. That is what I. The entire credit goes to him and him alone for having found these lovely people, cup of tea, and all these. It was done flawlessly, is the word I can use. And बहुत साल पहले मेरे भेजे में चल रहा था कि एक बाबा के ऊपर प्ले लिखा जाए, but we don't know. At least I didn't know where to start. So I asked my friend Danish. He said, "Don't tell me I am an actor. I am not a writer." So udhar bhi, and then it was all almost abandoned. But कहते हैं ना कि एक थॉट तुम यूनिवर्स में स्प्रेड करो तो ईश्वर किसी न किसी को पहुंचा देता है वो थॉट. एंड आफ्टर in Baba's time, after many years, this is the result. ये जो हमने you finished asking you today they have kindly consented to come amongst us and share their experience as to what they felt during performing this play, what transformation has taken place in their personal lives, etc., etc., etc. So, without wasting much time, I would like to invite all of you to please come and firstly garland Baba, because that is our tradition कि हमारे मेहमान हमारे फैमिली जो भी है वो आते हैं आगे जा डालेंगे Fazin, come यार anybody else left out cup of tea चलनी what is this here बोलो अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय believe you me folks a time will come शायद हम नहीं रहेंगे यहाँ उस समय but time will come entire world would be doing this entire world would be doing this अभी आप लोग आ जाइए हेलो come on ना तुम लोग wasting too much time here child okay okay the only person missing is Grace
She's coming.
okay folks I don't think these guys need to be introduced they're Baba's children nahi grown up men sorry I stand corrected but what I mean to say is देखिए बाबा का काम कभी रुकता नहीं है God's work never stops never waits for anybody it is we who feel privileged and chosen to participate in whatever is doled out to us so हमेशा ये याद रखना कि whatever job that you're assigned समझो झाड़ू मारना होवे कि खड़े रह के भाषण करना होवे या इसे बैठ के देखना होवे whatever it is all his without his will nothing ever happens that is for sure they will start with a very brief this thing as to how they came to मेहर बाबा के पास कैसे आए ये कभी कोई चबाते चबाते भी आ जाता है मेहर बाबा के पास एंड बस मजा लीजिए the main thing that I want to stress on is during the performances that they've had the rehearsals and all that उनके जीवन में कैसा ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आया what kind of transformation has it had in their own personal lives so please Vijay Lalwani Grace is here yay Everybody is mad about grace. I don't know why. Either. Oh, madam. Okay. Come on.
Jai Baba. Since we are talking how the play affected us in the process of writing and making it, I'd first like to. Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Can you hear me better now? Yeah. Jai Baba. Okay. So I'll start by talking about the play more than my personal journey first. I actually मैं एक दिन घर पे था और मैं मेहराबाद नहीं जाने वाला था. मैं सो रहा था आराम से और 4:30 बजे 2 लोग मेरे घर पे आए. माय फ्रेंड्स हु वर सपोज्ड टू गो टू मेहराबाद फॉर सम डॉक्यूमेंटेशन और साइनिंग, मगर उनका ड्राइवर नहीं आया था. तो उन्होंने बोला तुम कुछ जॉब वॉब नहीं कर रहे हो, आप हमें लेकर चलो, ड्राइव करो. तो बोला मगर अभी नहीं नहीं बस चलो चलो, डॉक्यूमेंट साइन करना है नगर में. तो मैं 4:30 बजे निकल गया और 9:30 बजे मैं मेहराबाद पहुंच गया. और हमेशा मैं जब से 2010 में बाबा के पास आया, हमेशा मैं प्लान करके जाता था, क्योंकि मैं थोड़ा प्लानिंग टाइप का आदमी हूँ, मुझे हर चीज प्लान करनी पसंद है. मगर फर्स्ट टाइम इट्स हैपेंड कि मुझे आना भी नहीं था और मैं पहुंच गया. तुम ऑलरेडी मैं ये थोड़ी इरिटेशन की, मैंने प्लान नहीं किया, ऐसे मुझे कैसे. आई ऑल्सो wanted to help. So I was in the evening aarti at that time, and there was a very long queue because it was one of those special days where lots of crowd comes. बहुत ज़्यादा crowd था समाधि पे और आरती की पहले ही लंबी लाइन थी, 3-4 serpent lines. और मैं सोच रहा हूँ यार, मैं तो अपने इच्छा से नहीं आया, तो मतलब बाबा ने ही बुलाया मुझे, तो मतलब उनका कुछ काम होगा मेरे साथ. That's why he's called me. And I was looking at some people who were singing or they were setting up to sing. And from that time, this visual started coming to me of the play, that there's a story of a person who comes from Bombay. He's a singer, he's cynical, he's ignorant, he's childish, he doesn't even know he's Baba's child. उसको पता भी नहीं है क्या है, और वो अपने यहाँ पे आता है तो उसको लगता है अरे यार मैं तो इनको, मैं मेरी सिंगिंग तो बहुत नेक्स्ट लेवल पे है. एंड द होल स्टोरी स्टार्टेड शोइंग इटसेल्फ टू मी, scene by scene by scene by scene by scene. The next thing I know, that I was waiting in the line, and maybe 45 minutes later, I had reached my time to Matha Teko at the Samadhi, and the whole play had already come to me in that period. And I was not even realizing I'm moving in the line where the Aarti has started, not started. And I remember many years ago, maybe almost 5-6 years ago, Alan had told me, Vijay, you're a writer, why don't you write a play for Baba's birthday? We are always writing something, and it was at the back of my mind कि the opening है, maybe I can go and share this story. But I was not sure कि मुझे ये याद भी रहेगा. So I went and told my daughter Meher, I told you come here, I want to tell you a story. So I told her the whole play कि मैं भूल जाऊं तो ये याद रखेगी. Whenever I write a new story, I tell her, क्योंकि उसको याद रह जाता है. फिर मैं 6 महीने बाद भी पूछना क्या मैंने बोला था, अरे ये हुआ, फिर वो हुआ, ये हुआ. Because our mind is filled with mundane things. Children have better way of garbage in, garbage out. They can dispose all the pointless things and they remember all these things. So Meher, I went and told the whole story कि ऐसा ऐसा है. And then I told Alan, I called up Alan and said, can I come and narrate to you one story which I think can be a good play? He said, yeah, please come. So I went there and I narrated the whole story to him, and he was very moved. I think Heather was also there with him. And no, first he heard it alone. And that's how the play came. Then after that, I narrated to Heather, and then immediately after that, he told me, now next year, now this year COVID is going on, so we're not having a play. Next year there is one play, and after that will be your turn. I said, okay, whenever you're ready, you let me know. I don't know if I'll direct or something, but I'll write it out and give it to you. मैंने mobile phone में bullet points में, और मैंने मेहर को बता दिया. She's full memory. So 1 year later, Alan called and said, yaar, this year was your slot, but now the group from Australia is coming to perform a play. They have come all the way from there. So is it okay if you do it next year? I said, okay. I had some other work going on. I said, okay, not a big deal. And then finally my number came in 2025. And around September, Alan reached out to me, you're doing it in Feb, you know, na? I said, yeah. And I had forgotten the play. My bullet points were there and I did not know beach mein ho kya raha hai. I just remember the bullet point. So first I went to Meher. Meher, just tell me the story again. And she told, this happens and that happens, and then Grace is there and Baba's only Grace and all that. So I immediately said, I better start writing it out. So I started making detailed notes. But the story was in my head and it was fixed. But professionally, I was facing a lot of challenges at that time. I had still not written a word of the play. The play was in my head. I did not know it's a musical or a comedy. I just knew there's a singer, so some songs he will perform to show off. Whether later he has realizations and they'll be musical, I didn't know that yet. I had written the basic story down and I was facing some challenges at work. And I'm a writer and a filmmaker. So a lot of things Bollywood industry is going through. Work is not happening. A lot of turmoil is there. Projects are happening, not happening. So I was very upset. And I knew the play, but I had not written it. One night at 4:30 in the morning, I just woke up. And I was very anxious. And I was almost wanting to cry and rant to Baba. Ki, what are you doing? What is the point of giving talent if you don't give me purpose to do something with it? And I was very emotional. And I'm not the type who wakes up at 4:30 in the morning. But randomly, there was so much agitation inside me. And I opened my laptop and I started writing as the character Ishan. That what is this you're doing? Why are you not giving me purpose? What is the point of all this talent? And whatever I felt Baba would answer, I started writing the answers and I kept going on and on and on and 10 pages. And by the end of this 10 pager, I felt so much lighter because I actually felt all the things that he said in the play was written out at that time. That I have given talent, I will give you purpose too. You have to be an empty flute. It is not about being a rock star or a sevak, you know. But I felt much lighter that morning. Of course, I edited it down because that day it was 10 pages when I wrote. What ultimately you all got to see was only 4 minutes of the conversation. But I felt a lot lighter. I felt like he had lifted that heaviness and that density जो मुझ में थी. इतना agitation जो था, loss of faith, you know, the weak times when you feel like यार अकेले आप कर रहे हो या फिर क्यों, why is life not treating you the way it should be? But next morning when I woke up, I was ready to write the play. But I had written the climax scene first only. पहले ही वो हो गया था. Next morning, I woke up feeling so light that when I started writing from the first scene, already comedy started flowing. One day before, if I tried to write it, I would not be able to write those comedy scenes because I was in a very bad space. I was very agitated. So, mera pehla scene ho gaya. Then the car crash has happened and the comedy just started flowing. And I'm laughing while I'm writing. And over the next 4 days, I finished writing the whole play. Now, I know that when things happen so fast, it's not my human effort because I've been a writer for 20 years. When there's human effort and I know how much struggle is there. I know my capacity, I know my speed, I know my quality of ideas also. So when I was writing, this happened so seamlessly that I realized there's a period right now I have of grace, of flow, and I should finish writing this play. After I finished my first draft, I said, I still did not know what the play is about. Is it about purpose? Is it about talent? Is it about surrender? Is it about Baba's trickery? Is it about the fact that he's in everything and our journey is really irrelevant because he's planned everything? So I started reading all the books again. What all is he written about music? What all has he written about talent? What all has he written about purpose? What all he has written? So I started reading those passages and then I tried to bring his language, his words and his messages in the dialogues, how he would say it and how it fits in the play. And while doing that, there was huge amount of negativity leaving me also. Then I took it to Alan and then the rest is history and he allowed us to do it. So I can very clearly say that I know there's human effort and there's divine blessing. This is purely divine blessing. This was not something I could have done on any other day. It had to happen the way it happened. And I think even now when I see the final scene and there's the recording which we did of the last 10 minutes of the play, which is from the time he sings Arziya and Baba reveals himself and then Baba talks to him for 5 minutes. I have that recording with me on the phone all the time. Even if I'm beginning to have a bad day or I'm beginning to feel what is this going on, what is life all about, I put on that 10-minute and my battery is 100% charged. I will cry or not cry, but I feel like he's with me. That's why I know that I don't feel like I'm a part of that scene. I feel like that was Baba doing his thing so I can externally benefit from the scene. I don't feel like the creator of that scene. Even now when I'm seeing that last scene from behind in the console, I will still tear up when the door opens and Baba comes out. I still feel like Baba is present with us for that play. That was something that was a blessing he's given us. And now I have that 10-minute audio, which means I can use it whenever I want. So that was how I felt that the credit must go purely to him, like Sam Uncle said. The other thing which I will just try and say in short is that the play very clearly talks about how one should conduct themselves, and the messages of the play are very clear. There are 5-6 messages. But I realized that while I was doing the play, and like Baba likes to, in the furnace, he likes to purify us repeatedly with giving all sorts of obstacles and challenges, and how we react to them also depends how much our surrender is. Whether we get agitated, whether we worry, whether we realize, abhi kaise hoga. And we've had all kinds of challenges, and I'm sure everyone of you who have done anything, there's nothing which happens smoothly. It's all about how we do creativity in chaos. But at any given time, if I begin to lose my cool, get agitated, and by agitated, I don't mean angry, restless, loss of faith, nervousness, anxiety, I would keep telling myself, I should not be feeling like this, because the whole message of the play is something else. If the message of the play is that stay in high frequency, surrender to me, I am master puppeteer, then why am I taking this anxiety? So at any given time when things were not going wrong, I would keep saying, this is Baba's problem. And they would ask me, Vijay, how will we get the cast? We don't have these cast members. I said, this is Baba's problem. He wants to get the playmate. He has to solve it. His problem, not mine. We don't have this. We don't have that. We don't have time. Every single thing I would keep saying that Baba's problem. He has to get it out. We were worried. Will the trustees approve the play? Because think about it. The play, this is the first fictional play. Anyone can object, no, that Baba would have not said this. Baba will not say, I'll be your wingman. Anybody can object. So they were also afraid. So they were saying, Vijay, we have started rehearsing the play. What if the trustees object or the committee objects and says that, how are you saying all these things? I said, it's Baba's problem, because if he wants the play to go out there, he has to convince them. He'll come in their sleep and tell them, say yes. What can I do beyond that? And constantly we've gone through that. So I think the biggest transformation is that after having been a part of this play, I feel at any time, if my conduct is not in alignment with the play, then I feel that I'm a hypocrite that I'm making this play. So if I have to learn to be more patient, this is the time to use the patience. When someone is really provoking, this is the time to have faith, because times are really difficult. So I feel I don't have the right to be a part of this play if from now on I can't commit to what the play is about. Otherwise, then I don't belong in the same frequency. So even now, I mean, yesterday I was so stressed. One of our people who was playing a part, and there was a death in the family. Until 5 minutes before, she was not there for the play. We were actually casting Farzeen in her part, and she was in full makeup, ready to go on stage. And 5 minutes later, that lady came and she took her part. And I told sorry to Farzeen because her debut got missed out in the play. But at that time, if I have to walk the path when the time is tough, I think that the play reminds me that you cannot call yourself a part of this play if your conduct changes now. It's a lot of stress, but I think I keep reminding myself it's Baba's problem, and what Baba said in the play, which is drop your worries at my feet. So I've been dropping a lot of stuff at his feet. His feet must be fully covered with my problems only. So that is one huge leap of faith. And I think the play saved me in many ways. And yeah, thank you for all watching it. Yeah, please. Yes, there is a recording which had happened at Mehrabad when we performed it for Baba's birthday in Mehrabad. The recording of that has been given to the trust for YouTube link, because there are people all around the world who want to watch the play. We had given the recording to them. I think they may have put it up already, or they will be putting it up. I can double check and repost it to you all. While there is a greed that whoever gets to watch it, of course the full experience is in the play, but I do understand we may not have more shows, and there'll be so many people across the world. So the play link has been created for that. We have cleaned up the audio, we have done all of that, and I think with subtitles also it will be there. So if people I will see, if it's not already up, I will get the link and spread it within the group.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Jai Baba. My name is Ishan with an E. So I'm working as an actor professionally, and जब ये play आया मेरे पास तो I was actually planning to leave Bombay. मेरा plan था Bombay छोड़ने का, and this play came to me, and मैंने बाबा के play करे हैं पहले, but when I read this play, I thought it's a very challenging play, and honestly मुझे लगा कि मैं शायद I don't know if I'll able to pull it off. And I asked sir, जब sir ने मुझे play भेजा तो मैंने पूछा उनसे कि आप किस character के लिए you want me to do it, and he said of course the main character, and I was like okay, it's a very difficult character to pull off. So I think I expressed myself already a lot on the stage, so I don't have a lot to say. But one thing that I'll share my experience is after doing this play, I feel a lot of love, like a lot of love from Baba for Baba, and it's a beautiful experience. Seriously, मतलब मैं शायद पहले कुछ और समझता था प्यार को, लेकिन जब मैंने ये play करा, I realized that this is love, and love is very, it's a great feeling. And after doing this play, I realized it. I hope we keep doing it, and I hope Baba always choose us to do his magical work. And एक और बात जो मुझे लगा था जब मैंने ये हम लोगों ने जब ये प्ले परफॉर्म किया था मेहराबाद में, मुझे बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग इंस्टिंक्ट था कि हम ये प्ले दोबारा करेंगे. And I told sir also, and I told other people that we'll do this again and again. And I'm still sure that we will keep performing it. But let's see, it's Baba's wish. But thank you so much, everyone, for coming yesterday for the play. And yeah, that's it. Thank you. No, I'm a very bad singer. No. So there are two musicians, Arjun and Raghav. They have given the music, and the songs are sang by them, not my voice.
And ironically, we have cast them as the bad singers, which we told them. That's an inside joke that when Ishan comes to the Samadhi and he says, "Oh my God, he's so bad," that's Arjun and Raghav singing over there. And when we were rehearsing and we told Arjun sing badly because he's a professional singer and he's fabulous, right? He was still in tune. He said, "Arjun, this is not bad enough. You're still better than all of us. Even worse than this." He's going worse, saying, "Arjun, this is not bad enough. Much more." So I told him, literally sing some other song in some other tune, and others please join in and make him worse. Then finally, he was actually terrible, finally, like we wanted. And that's the joke that even in the bad singers, we've cast him, but all the songs are sung by Arjun and Raghav. All. No. He cannot sing. She can talk. She cannot play the violin. We had to take off the strings of the violin because accidentally if she plays something, then there'll be other kind of miracles. but I must say that it may not seem like that to the audience, but 70 pages of dialogue he has learned. Big hand for that. 70 pages of dialogue. And it's not a small thing because this is comedy, right? You have to get the timing. Comedy is nothing without timing. And even till the very last day, and we've read enough times, if I still go back to him and I tell him, this can be better, or can you try this? He'll not say, "Arey yaar, I've been doing this for so long." He will still listen to me like he's listening for the first time, and he will give it his best. And I'm telling you, the blessing is to get this cast and crew because they fully surrendered to that play, to that script. I don't see myself as part of that. I see myself also serving that, and I keep telling them the same thing. Let's serve the play. This is not about how many times you've done it, how much better it can go. We have to empty ourselves out. So it was amazing that even yesterday there was not like one mistake in the performance because it's not easy. It's not easy. 70 pages of dialogue.
Jai Baba, everyone. My name is Okif, and Jai Baba. So my journey actually started about, I think, a month before the first play that happened on Baba's birthday. Vijay had put out a message to friends, family, Baba lovers, looking for volunteers to help in any way. So in all departments, whether it's costume, makeup, hands on stage. And at that point, I was very keen to help, but I told him that I may not be able to commit to giving him enough time for 4 weeks before the play. But I told him the last 1 week, I will keep myself free and I'm happy to do whatever. So in my mind, I was like, okay, वहां जाके कुछ तो काम दे देगा, कुर्सी वुर्सी आवा कर लो, पानी बांटो. I don't know. I didn't expect anything particular, and Vijay was not very clear as to what I'm supposed to do. Finally, I landed up in Mehrabad, I think about a week before Baba's birthday. And sorry? Like to play a car broke down. Yeah, and on the way, my car broke down, and it was Baba's grace that I actually reached there in the same vehicle. And once the car reached Mehrabad, it refused to start running again. So I was in between mechanic workshops and Vijay's workshops all the way till Baba's birthday. Finally, when I reached Mehrabad and I went and met Vijay in the middle of rehearsals, he still wasn't telling me, "Ke karna kya hai?" I'm just standing there and waiting. Okay, I'll see some opportunity and I'll try and fill in that void. Professionally, I work as a chief assistant director. So I work on sets and I do filmmaking. So I understand the logistics behind organizing different departments and lots of resources coming together for the same purpose. Finally, in the evening that day, Vijay asked me that, will you act? And it took me a while. And I was like, sure, why not? I don't know whether I'll do it. So I said, first you audition me and then you decide whether you want to give me that role or not. And I think he also asked me, have you acted before? I said, no, I've never acted before. I haven't been on stage. Haven't been on camera. I haven't given a single dialogue. So this is, as much as I have seen it from behind the camera, doing it for yourself is very different. So that night I went over to his place and I auditioned for him. Of course, he had to tell me to tone down a lot because I was exaggerating excessively. And that's how I finally landed up as the angry roommate. But through this journey, along with being a part of this play on stage, I also tried my best to help out with whatever logistics that needed to be managed, especially when we did the play in Pune and in Bombay. So moving all the sets from there and managing the entire team, making sure that everybody has provisions, everybody's comfortable. So between a couple of us who were acting, it was a team effort to kind of make sure everything fell into place. But during this process, if I had to reflect on and see what was it that has changed for me. So my innate nature by default is very impatient. But during this process, working with different people with different temperaments from different backgrounds, and with people who have come here just with the love for Baba, who don't do this professionally necessarily, uh, I realized that I had to be more patient than I am otherwise in my professional life. Because when you do this professionally and people get paid to do this, it's a very different scenario. But when you're doing it just out of pure love and joy, it's a very different environment. And the same attitude cannot be brought from the workplace to this. So that was a big learning curve for me. Along with patience, there was something else, but I cannot remember. But yes, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Just to add, whatever whatever was required to be done, jo bhi karna tha, he would volunteer. Yesterday the play got over at 9:30. He has left at 1 in the morning after loading the tempo and sending it off back to Nagar. Then he has come home. No matter what would happen, he'd be the first one there. He's been like a pillar of the play. Avnish was there with him. And these are people who are leaving their jobs and putting their ego aside and doing whatever it takes. Sweeping, brooming, going and running and getting a bottle of water for someone and acting in the play, and still not resting and coming back. And when the play is on, they're fully 100% there. The play is off, we're running and doing whatever else. So big hand to Baba working through them, not just as actors, but as the pillars of the play.
Sign language. Oh, yeah. Jai Baba, everyone. Well, I'll use the sign language. He'll translate it. Durga is not here for me today. So, well, thank you all. I was very overwhelmed. The thing is, my 4 generations have been Baba lovers. My grandmother's mother have been Baba lovers. My father, everyone in my family has been a Baba lover. So since I was born, I can say I started to know things about Baba. And, it did not get me that close to Baba as much as it did when I started knowing about the play, when I started hearing Sir's insights about Baba, when I started more reading about the play, and being in Baba's surrounding in Nagar, Pune, and Bombay. So, when I used to hear the stories from my father, how Baba used to talk to him, or my grandmother, and they used to tell things about Baba, and I used to be like, oh my God, like these were lucky. They were all so lucky to feel Baba around them during that generation. So, especially when I did this play for the first time in my life, I felt what the Baba feeling would be around anyone, and then when I thought, oh, this would what people must be feeling that time, like my parents and my grandparents, is now what I'm feeling. So then I felt so grateful, and I was so overwhelmed that I felt so lucky that Baba chose me to play this part, and I've always been so grateful to Sir, of course, for choosing me as Grace. And of course, I felt a purpose after that. I'm also an actor by profession, and of course we actors have good days and bad days. And now whenever I have a bad day and I don't know what to do, things get lost in my life, I know where to throw my worries at. Like sometimes it's like gets so, we get so frustrated. Am I doing the right thing? Am I not? Is this my purpose? Is this my journey? There's so many things going around. And the moment you think of all that, there are some parts and thing in the play which everyone gets related to. And when I hear that, I'm like, I think, let it go in Baba's hand. I think he'll do whatever. Like every time my mom will ask me, Arshin, get married, I'm like, Mama, Baba na upar che. If he wants me to get married, everything is on Baba these days. So of course I'll blame everything ki Mama Jepan Thairuch. It's gonna be with Baba's grace only. If things will happen, it'll happen. If not, then maybe it's not meant to happen. So yeah, the journey throughout has been, it's given me a purpose. And I think somewhere down the line I have always been a little spiritual, and whenever I'm next to Sir, I keep asking him a lot of questions, and I don't know why. So thank you for answering them always. But then I think it's given me a different path, not as an actor, but maybe somewhere else down the line. I don't know where I might want to incline towards. So yeah, I'm still, even as an actor and even in actual life, I don't know where my journey is gonna go, but yeah, I'm really grateful to be a part of this play. So thank you all so much.
Yeah, I would just like to comment on that, because she has no dialogues in the play and Durga's character has to learn all the lines. So I told her, since you have no dialogues, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy for you. I want you to learn sign language. So she, for the play, has learned certain amount of sign language just to be able to do it authentically. We didn't know what kind of audience we're going to have, but we knew that whatever she should do, she'd try and be as authentic as possible. So she actually started learning basic sign languages. I said, don't learn the whole language, look at the dialogues that you have and try and figure out what are the signs for this authentically and do it. And she did do that. I also told her to learn to play the violin without strings, so that she's also mastered very well.
I was good at Damsharas, if you know that game. So yeah, mastered that, and yeah, sir of course advised me.
One more anecdote about it. We were looking for the girl to cast as Grace, and we were not having that many options because a lot of people were busy. And we were looking for actors in Bombay to start rehearsing in the month of January because the play was in Feb. There was no availability, and I think Arjun and Raghav suggested her name, and we reached out to her. And I thought, chalo, I mean, she's done acting and all of that stuff, so maybe she will say yes. And we met at my house, all of us had met, and she had come, and I met her for the first time, and I said, her energy is right, the look is right, everything seems to be correct. I hope she likes it, and I hope she does the play. And I sent her a copy of the script. We read, all of us read a little, and I felt like, yeah, this is landing. We've got Rohit's character, we've got Arshan's character and all of that. And then she told me, from here I'm going to Nagar because I'm auditioning for a movie which is going to be shot at the same time that's going to be when Baba's play. So I said, Arey, now she's not going to do the play if she gets the movie, and I don't want to wish she doesn't get the audition. I don't want to do that also. That वो correct नहीं होगा कि उसको picture मिल रही है तो कर लेनी चाहिए उसको. मुझे लगा ये तो गई फिर, you know. Then 3 days later उसने मुझे फोन किया कि मुझे वो मूवी में पार्ट मिल गया as the lead, but I want to do your play. So she left the movie. This is a fact. She left the movie to do the play. That would have been a different career path, but I will always be indebted कि ऐसा connection उनका है बाबा के साथ या script के साथ कि she actually said no to the film which would have come out on big screens, and she chose our play over it. So thank you for that.
It's great. Yeah.
You should have introduced them. You mean come on stage and introduce them right now? Okay, my mistake. Let me do that. This is O'Keefe, and he was the angry roommate and one of the family members who ran away after hearing about Baba. Rohit, please stand up. You all have seen him. He is Rohit. He played Ishan. And Benaz, she played Sunita, who works in NPR as the person who helps everyone. This is Arshan. She's playing Grace, and Baba is working through her. That is Avnish, and he is playing Jimmy, who is the best friend of Ishan. And he also doubled up as Manmohan Ji, who is in the Aarti but never gets a chance to sing. But we had to change his look so much so you all don't realize it's the same person. Farzeen is here. She is, please stand up. And she was taking care of all the costumes. Sarika, she was taking care of all the costumes, especially Rohit, because he has got so many life changes. He had as much time as 5 seconds to change in some scenes. He's changed maybe 10, 12 because he's in the whole play. And then when I told him there's no interval, he said, when will I rest? Because I don't even have an interval. And he's from the first scene to the last scene. So I said, you know what? Since there's no interval, what I'll do is I'll put this song for 90 seconds, Welcome to My World. So in that you can breathe and you can change your costume. And I changed the order of one scene. So he gets 15 extra seconds. So he gets that 1.5 minute, which was not going to be there, but it is there because we had to take pity on him because he had to drink some coffee, inject Red Bull into his system, whatever he had to do. But that many costume changes, and within 5, 5, 8, 8, 10, 10 seconds. That's why in one scene we told him, forget it, you just change in front of the public only. Remove your pants. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it was one of the clever ways to save time by making him change in front of him. We just had to make sure the boxers were good looking boxers. Yes. So they were in charge of making sure that he didn't forget to wear his boxers. She serves lovely veg biryani, that's what. I think the beauty of this play is that as long as this question is still lingering, then the message is not gone through. Because the point is that we are not, with the limited information as humans that we have, we do not know whether him becoming a rock star was actually good or better for him or his soul's purpose, or being a sevak here in Mehrabad. The fact that this question exists means he's not reached the right level. Baba talks about Manonash. Baba talks about putting your mind through such challenges. There is full destruction of the mind, and there is no question, there's no mind left. So I said, he will get what he wants in the play. He will get what he wants. He wants to be a rock star, he'll get that. But he will be able to, he'll not be able to say yes. Because he has changed. He has evolved in the process of Baba's company, that just fame and name is not the game. And even when there's little impurity, which there is in him, because the fact that after he sings Bujave and he loses his connection with Baba, because his frequency drops. That's why he says, why can't I hear you, Baba? What is the point of all this, Baba? Because he's going through the human experience. But his mind has to be crushed to the level where he realizes it doesn't matter. We cannot evaluate the scoreboard of our life based on our achievements professionally or personally or bank balance. So I said, this play cannot have an answer, because you have to transcend the race. You don't have to win the race. You have to be beyond the race. It doesn't matter if he's a sevak or not. There's so many people who are not sevaks in Mehrabad, but they also get moksha, right? So the point is that the question, as long as the question is still coming, people should keep watching the play, because maybe second time, third time round, the words will sink in. That this professional scorecard doesn't matter. Relationship scorecard doesn't matter. He says, your mind is not what I care about. And I think that's what he did. There was no mind left in that character. The kind of destruction the mind has gone through, his ego has been crushed repeatedly, right? And I think that is the beauty of the play, that there is no right or wrong answer. There is only a path.
Hello everyone, Jai Baba. Namaste. My name is Avnish Nandawat, and I'm also an actor. First of all, thank you so much. Thank you to the Bombay Center for giving us this opportunity to serve again. And आप सबको भी बहुत बहुत thank you कि play को इतना सारा प्यार दिया और आप सब लोग play देखने आए. So even for me, the journey has been very interesting. So I think of everyone who was a part of the play, I was like one of the youngest or the newest Baba lover. So I've known Baba for the last couple of years. Arshan actually connected me to this play, and she called up and said ki there's a play happening about Baba, would you want to be a part of it? And I was like, I don't know if I'm the right guy to be a part of it, if I'm qualified enough. मैं उतना जानता नहीं हूँ तो about बाबा मैंने इतना सर्व भी नहीं किया है अभी तक. मे बी शायद मैं इतना कनेक्टेड नहीं हूँ. सो मैं सही हूँ या नहीं टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस प्ले, टू प्ले अ पार्ट. बट देन आई वाज लाइक ठीक है, आई कीप डूइंग प्लेस, एंड जितने भी मैंने प्लेस आज तक किए हैं वो सब हिंदी थे. तो आई वाज लाइक ओके चलो एक न्यू एक्सपीरियंस है, इंग्लिश प्ले है, कॉमेडी प्ले है, नई टीम होगी, नई कास्ट होगी, नए डायरेक्टर हैं, एंड इट्स अबाउट बाबा. तो चलो एक बार जाते हैं, पढ़ के आते हैं क्या है. बट व्हेन आई रेड द स्क्रिप्ट, आफ्टर रीडिंग द स्क्रिप्ट आई वाज सो श्योर कि आई डोंट वांट टू मिस इट. इसमें कुछ भी पार्ट होगा, चाहे सिर्फ बैक स्टेज भी होगा, आई वॉन्ट टू डू इट, बिकॉज आई फिगर्ड आउट कि आई थिंक this is the way Baba has chosen for me to know him, to be connected to him, not anything else. And being an actor, I thought इससे अच्छा तरीका मेरे लिए क्या हो सकता है to get closer to Baba, to get his blessings, to know him, to feel that connection that everybody else does. So fortunately sir found a very good character for me, but to be honest I never focused on my character that much. मैंने कभी उस पर ध्यान नहीं दिया, because all my attention was कि बाबा क्या कह रहे हैं उस प्ले में. There's such lovely things Baba has said throughout, and so my attention was always there. What he's speaking to Ishan, whenever Ishan is asking him a question, whenever Ishan is not understanding something, तो बाबा उससे क्या कह रहे हैं, मेरा attention, मेरा focus हमेशा वहां होता था कि बाबा ने actually क्या message दिया है सबको. तो I always found myself in real life in Ishan's shoes, because I always keep asking myself, by qualification I'm also a chartered accountant. So I used to work with an MNC and then I came into acting. तो मेरे बहुत क्वेश्चंस हमेशा अपने आप से रहते हैं कि मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, किस लाइन में जा रहा हूँ, क्या डायरेक्शन सही है, क्या पर्पस सही है, यू नो तो मैं जब भी वो प्ले पढ़ता था या बाकी सबको रिहर्स करते हुए सुनता था, I used to get my answers. Baba has said so many times, and sir has mentioned it very beautifully, ki, why do you keep asking, I don't understand, I don't understand, I don't understand. Understanding, faith is beyond understanding, beyond your mind. So I felt so good to be the part of the play, and I think that was the real transformation that I needed, because after reading the play, after being a part of the rehearsals, after listening to everything again and again that Baba has to say, that Baba has to offer, I felt an immense increase of positivity, joy, faith in me, in myself, and in Baba's plan for me. So that was the real, blessing for me. Not that I'm getting a part to play, not that I'm getting to act or being on stage. My real blessing was कि बाबा ने जितना विजडम, जितना नॉलेज, जितना इंफॉर्मेशन दिया है, वो सब मुझे इस प्ले से मिल रहा है, जस्ट बाय बीइंग अ पार्ट ऑफ इट. तो उससे इतनी पॉजिटिविटी मेरे अंदर आई, एंड आई ऑलवेज फाउंड एन आंसर टू एवरीथिंग कि डोंट वरी, बी हैप्पी. कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम है, I got the answer. Don't worry, just be happy and leave, everything in Baba's feet. So, that helped me in always tackling all kind of problems, troubles, tensions, questions about purpose, about understanding. So I got all my answers to the play. So I think that was the real transformation, real blessing that I actually needed. And thank you so much, sir, for having me on this play. And thank you so much for being the instrument, Baba's instrument. Thank you for letting us be the strings or the notes to, you know, uh, get all the blessings. Thank you. So there was this.
So, as I said, we were running short of actors, and I had no idea who was going to show up as Jimmy's part. We were literally nobody. We literally had 3 people and 9 roles to cast, and 3 had come. And I was telling Baba, what is this? Like, I thought it'll be more volunteers. And I was wondering who's going to play Jimmy's part. And he literally showed up at my doorstep with Arshin saying, can I be a part of the play? I said, sure, come. Next time somebody else came, Akshay, he came for playing Hasmukh's part, the one who sits with Sunita. He just showed up. Can I be a part of the play? Yeah, no audition process. Whoever has come is cast. Opposite of Bollywood. 20,000 people, one role. Here, there was a time when we didn't have Samadhi Uncle ka part. So we all have gone outside Samadhi 3 days before the play and waited, all of us. Who's coming out? We go and ask him, will you be part of play? No, okay, go. Will you be part of play? No, okay, go. You are not there on play. Okay, go. We have looked at people from 20 to maybe 80. Who will be Samadhi Uncle? Who will be Samadhi Uncle? Like, we were not even focusing, I think, on anything. Prasad, Vasad, Aartis of you, all just casting. Who's going to be? No, I already asked him. He said no. Arey, he's got a transport problem. He's not coming. Arey, he's going to go. Arey, he can't talk. Arey, he's sick. We were left. Finally, to play Samadhi Uncle, we got Jean, who's a Frenchman who cannot speak Hindi. He cannot, but he did it. He showed up and he did it. And the next time round, again in Pune, when we were doing the play, we didn't have a Samadhi Uncle. So we cast someone else. And we were doing it in Bombay, we didn't have a Samadhi Uncle. So we cast someone else. So that's like musical chairs. Actors will come and go for that part. So whoever wants to audition, that's the role you have to audition for if something happens to our Aryan.
One episode which is very fresh, which happened for the Bombay play, is 2 days before the play. When we were in Mehrabad, there is Chaya, and Twisha, very important, you know, a crew for the play, also pillars. And they were, we were all packing the sets, and they actually loaded a truck, you know, the truck that brings the sets, the tempo. So we made sure, I mean, you know, that everything was fine. There were laborers. Now, these sets are very delicate. They're all created by Nadia, and they're complicated. You all saw the sets. Yeah. And so we were just hoping that, okay, on this trip, we'll pack it nicely and all the sets will come. So, you know, but then, of course, Baba being Baba and someone who doesn't like things going perfectly smoothly, when the truck came and when O'Keefe and Chaya, they were kind of, you know, unloading, I come in and the only thing that I hear is all the sets are broken. All the sets are broken. The sets were actually, a lot of them were damaged. You know, the MPR, the back board was cracked into two. The Samadhi top part had holes in it. And you know, what are the chances that Baba would only break those sets for the play, which can be repaired in Bombay, where we don't need to, you know, bring down Nadia. And for some reason, she had packed some paints, and these paints are very rare colors. Like if you see the Samadhi top color, I'm actually telling you all the inside stuff, you know, about production, but that color, we had enough paint to actually be able to, you know, kind of give it that finishing. I don't think any of you will notice, but all, you know, the Baba frames were also broken. They came broken in the truck. And for some reason, I don't know why Vijay thought that two carpenters should be present for this play in Bombay. And beforehand, he had actually appointed two carpenters to be present. And actually, they were so useful, fixing everything, procuring the raw material. We redid some of the sets, fixed some of the sets, and that is how it all happened. But it's like, even if there was a crisis, it's like Baba just comes into the picture, fixes everything so seamlessly, so smoothly. Like it didn't even feel like there was really, really a crisis, except that when we opened that truck and we saw, you know, what was the damage. So, you know, this was one beautiful experience. I call it a very beautiful experience, that how he is in charge of all the plays that we probably do. And he is the one who's orchestrating everything. And yeah, so this is something I wanted to share. That was in Pune, yeah. This was another funny incident that happened in Pune. You know, you all saw the date scene between Ishan and Grace when they went for a date, and there was a waiter. You know, Aditi again played multiple roles. She's not here with us today. She was the village girl. Then Aditi played the role of the fan, Ishan's fan, Sonam, and then she also comes up as a waiter. So she had multiple changes, and one of them was this white shirt. And this white shirt, the costume team had brought it, you know, from Mehrabad to Pune. And it was really funny because I think 1 minute before she gets on stage, she comes to me running and she says, I can't find my white shirt. I have to go on stage now as a waiter. I said, what do you mean why you can't find the white shirt? So I said, okay, we can't find the white shirt. And we looked everywhere and we were running out of time. Now we just had a couple of seconds. And I just went outside the Pune, you know, the backstage. There was an open door and there were these waiters serving tea, okay, to the cast and the crew. And I'm looking at them, what are they wearing? And I go to this one guy who's in a suit and he's got a white shirt inside that suit. And I just look at him and say, Aapka shirt nikalo, please. So he's like, Madam, kya bol rahe ho? I said, nahi, abhi nikalo, abhi chahiye mere ko aapka shirt. And then Arjun comes running out, mera t-shirt pen lo aap. So Arjun gives his t-shirt. He removes that shirt. It's a crisp white shirt, which was drenched in sweat. I take it to Aditi and I said, don't ask me any questions, just wear it now. Just put it on. And she, without any questions, and I must really give this to her, you know, without any questions asked, she just puts it on, puts her bow tie, puts on her waistcoat, and just right in time. And she's just barely tucking in her shirt, and she just rushes on stage for her part. Yeah. So these are some very funny episodes that we experienced, I think, in all the plays that we did.
The first time we were doing the play in Mehrabad, जब पहली बार हम लोग कर रहे थे, लाइटिंग वगैरह सब सेट थे, मगर अपना जो मेन लाइट है जो समाधि के ऊपर आता है और जहां पे रोहित परफॉर्म करता है, वो वाला मेन लाइट, प्ले शुरू हुआ और 2 मिनट के अंदर वो लाइट कॉन्क ऑफ हो गया। मतलब अगर वो लाइट चालू ना हो तो रोहित स्टेज पे दिखेगा नहीं। और मैं लाइट वाले को, रविराज वाज हेल्पिंग विद लाइट्स, एंड व्हाट वी डू नाउ, व्हाट वी डू नाउ, एंड व्हाइल द प्ले इज गोइंग ऑन, we are managing the lights live. Somebody went and climbed up and he's moving the lights in the middle of the play. यहाँ पे डेट का सीन चल रहा है, यहाँ पे हमारा लाइट ऑन ऑफ हो रहा है, and we are doing it. And finally we had some 18 scenes left and we have had someone on top, जो लाइट इसको है, ये सीन में नहीं लगेगा तो ये वाला लाइट डाल दो, ये सीन में लगेगा तो फिर वो वाला लाइट डाल दो, and we have done live orchestration of the light, जैसे लोगों को पता ना चले कि हमारा मेन लाइट ऑफ हो गया है, मेन लाइट। All Baba's games. He likes to keep us on our toes.
Hi, I'm Benaz. I played the role of Sunita. I'm not an actor actually, and I've never done a play before, but I had gone to meet Arjun and Raghav at the studio, and Vijay was there, and I think, he saw me and he said, "Would you like to do this play?" And I'm not an actor or whatever. And I think he just told Arjun, tell her to consider. So Arjun was constantly mentioning this play. They were working on the music.
Hello. She said, when I met her, this is, I must tell her, so I thought she had acted before. So I asked her, have you ever faced the audience before? Yes, I have faced the audience. When I was a child, since then I've been on stage and I've done stage singing. I said, yes, sorted hai. She's faced the 5 days or 10 days before we are actually in the play. She says, by the way, when I faced the audience, I was 4 years old.
Singing.
Yeah, singing, that too singing.
I used to sing.
And when we would rehearse, Hasmukh's character cracks a lot of jokes. So she would break character and start laughing. I'm saying, we are rehearsing now, it's okay, but closer to the play, you can't laugh again and again on the same joke because you will break character in front of the audience. She would still laugh. We are getting closer to the play. She still laughs every day at the joke. She's only laughing. How will the audience be straight face? So I gave her a deadline. 24th is the Baba play. If by 21st you don't stop laughing, I will replace you. And now she has found ways to laugh. She laughed like this, she laughed like this, she'll do all of this, and I'll watch from the stage. I can see when she's doing all of this. So I was under the impression she's an actor, but she's really fantastic. The energy that she has, nobody else could have done it. There's such a pure maternal aspect of her that I told Rohit, because in your character, you don't have a mother and father. You're seeking parents without even realizing. Subconsciously, you're looking for it. And she is going to become a mother figure, which is what was important, that in the interval point, that she has literally found his family and his home. So she had to have this amazing energy, which doesn't make you feel like stay away from me. It doesn't have to be a strict mother, even though she's supposed to be putting him in his place. And she had that 100%. So I feel she was here because of her experience as a child artist 55 years ago and her amazing energy.
So, yeah, I think I just read the script once when I was traveling to Delhi, and I think I was reading the script, crying. There were so many things that had touched me. So I remember going back, I landed, I messaged Vijay about it, and I was so touched. And I had a lot of work lined up, but I don't know why, like my prison work got terminated. So I was free to travel to Mehrabad for 10 days. A lot of things just kept shifting for me. So I was just like, okay, we can give this a try. I'm a therapist. I was working at a prison as a therapist, so I couldn't take 10 days off. But that got terminated. So I was in Mehrabad for 10 days, and a lot of things just kept happening. But I think it was just meant for me to for it to happen. One of my dialogues in this play is, all things that are real are given and received in silence. And I think it's so true, because maybe like I can't speak too much about what I have felt and what work has happened. Maybe I don't even know so much about what work is happening, but I have felt very connected through this whole thing to Baba, to love, to all the people around. I've met so many beautiful people, and it's just been a lot of joy just working with everyone, being on set, doing like just so much like other stuff also around. So I've really had a lot of fun. And Vijay has been amazing. I was so bad. I remember when we were doing readings, they were like all so good. And I was just like reading like a robot. And Vijay was like, can you pronounce this a little, better, do this? I was just like reading the script, but I think they have been very patient with me. And yeah, I am grateful that I was a part of this, and I don't know whatever has to happen. Yeah, I don't know what the learning is, but it will take time for me to realize that. Yeah. Yes, yes. I changed 10 costume guys in like really fast. So yeah, I learned a lot of things.
I think her husband must have gone to the Samadhi and prayed that let my wife learn how to change quickly. She makes me wait 1 or 2 hours. So Baba said, put her in the play. When we were doing the dress rehearsal, in one scene, she didn't show up only because she was still changing. And we were thankfully doing dress rehearsal, but she's marvelous now. You don't even realize how many costume changes happened backstage. There was no space also behind, but they're quickly doing it. Arshan has so many changes. Rohit didn't get to change anything much, but we changed on the stage also twice. Yeah, on the day. You didn't laugh. Yes, so we were all worried that she's going to laugh one day on the final performance. Even though the joke she has heard 100 times, but she laughs because maybe, Hasmukh's character, Akshay, is a very funny actor and he keeps adding some nuances. And especially when we're rehearsing, I think he has made a challenge that how will I make my co-actors laugh? So he says the funniest things just to see if they can break character. And I've seen him doing it with everybody, especially her. So he enjoys that. He doesn't do it on the final performance day, but on the other days, he really tests. He'll say something funny, he'll make funny faces just to make these guys on character. On the final play in Mehrabad, there's a landline sound that is supposed to come, which Rohit is supposed to answer when he realizes my house is, she's supposed to answer that, we are looking for a sevak, so you can find a volunteer. And the time has come, like we have to play the sound effect now. And just few seconds before that, I just feel this intuitively. So I look to the sound person, Harsh, and I said, is the landline sound working? And he tests it out and he's saying, it's not working. And the scene has come. So I literally picked up the mic and I did because we don't have a sound effect, right? And I thought, ye to gaya, she's going to burst out laughing, but she didn't laugh. So big hands for her for not breaking character. For not breaking character at the most critical moment, and she didn't break character. I mean, it was such a serious scene. No, she's fabulous. She doesn't realize she's a very good actor. She's fabulous. Yeah.
Talking about this quick changes in one of our Baba plays that we had, they were all recorded. And there is this duo of Keki and Rohinton. Rohinton is a macho Irani guy and Keki is a Sukra fellow and all that. And there was a very quick change between and the dialogues, and he had to come, and it was all pre-recorded. So Keki runs in to tell Rohinton to change, help him change. So this fellow pulls out everything instead of leaving the other shirt in. He pulls out everything. So Keki is without anything at the top. And his dialogues are coming on. So he comes and sits on the stage like this. And Menosh, the Mayor Baba, he's looking, isko kya ho gaya? These are the inside things that happen. It just happens. Anybody else? Any questions? Don't suck out so fast. Don't sneak out so fast.
Yes, he's coming next week. He had to urgently go out of town, so next week he will be here. He's always phenomenal. He's always phenomenal. I think the first time when he came in costume for dress rehearsal, I got goosebumps. And while you're directing and backstage you're doing, and he's standing in the full Baba avatar, and you can't get away from the fact that you feel like Baba's present. You cannot just be yourself. You're just like, oh my God, he's right here. God is right here. I think that, and the number of people who after every play go and take photos with him backstage, it's complete. It's in complete awe, and he does it so well. And it's such a blessing that not one word of direction has to be given to him, because he's played this part so many times and he knows how to channel Baba. He knows the body language. He knows everything. And in spite of maybe having played Baba 15, 20, maybe hundreds of times, when we would do the recording of the scenes for the voice, he was so committed that if I would just say that, no, say this differently or try it like this, not once he'll say, no, no, Vijay, I know I've done this, or no, no, Baba will not say it like this. He would do what is required of the play. Not once will he say, Arey, I know what I'm doing, I've done this. That privilege of working with actors who fully surrender. Rohit was excited to be in the play even before he knew he was going to be the lead. I called him and says, you are in the play. Arey, wow, wow, wow. I was like, oh, very good. But for which part? I said, for the lead. Really? More wow, wow, wow. He was so excited. I was so happy that, someone is, want to be a part of this, no matter what part you have, how big or small. It was really amazing. No, I think he's only done Baba plays. He's done Baba plays, yeah. And he does it so amazingly. It's so amazing. And I think it's such a privilege to be able to do this. I think for him and for us to also receive, because our generation have never seen Baba. He left his body much before we were born. So for us, the closest thing to getting a darshan, is pretty much what happens on stage. I mean, even now, I remember I knew that for the final performance, I'll have to be backstage with the console of music and lights. So the only closest time I'm going to get to actually experiencing Baba is going to be for the dress rehearsal, where I left the console and I came and waited in the first row. I don't know if they realize it because the lights are in their face. So for the dress rehearsals, I came and waited on the first row, and I saw that last 10-minute scene, because I genuinely felt this is the closest I'm going to get to actually seeing with my physical eyes Baba's presence, because Mernos should be so amazing, so amazing. Not many times, because he has a job where he has to travel a lot, and he had pre-recorded scenes. I had sent him the scenes. So maybe for Mehrabad, we must have rehearsed thrice. For Pune, once, and this time maybe once. That's it. I mean, that's in stage terms, that's very little rehearsal. We had 10 days to prepare for the Mehrabad play. We had 4 days to prepare for the Pune play, and only 1 day to prepare for the Bombay play. So I think the next play we will rehearse after the play is over. Oh yeah, and Mehna's auntie knows exactly how to work with him to make him look like Baba, because it's not the same when he's without makeup, and when she's done with him, he is giving everybody goose pimples. Amazing work. And for the play, he asked me that which kind of mustache you want of Baba's, because Baba had a different kind of a mustache. And he said, if you want the bushy mustache, then I'll have to shave my own mustache and put that bushy mustache. If you want the prim and proper mustache, then I can still manage mine. So I told him, I prefer the bushy mustache. Will you? He says, yeah, for the play, I'll do it. And he came without his mustache. Otherwise, he never without a mustache. So he was willing to, do that. And he looks so amazing. I mean, people are just, like, everybody asks those two questions, that who is playing Baba. They all are getting goose pimples. I think they all are in just awe of him in character like that. It's amazing.
Menas is a professional makeup artist, and it has always been her desire, innermost desire, I'll say it in her own words, કે મને બાબાનો મેકઅપ કરવાનું છે, મને બાબાનો મેકઅપ કરવાનું છે. And this is where she's got to now. Baba fulfilled that.
We have to make sure that, now when we are doing a show, separate call goes to Mena's auntie. You're free on this date. If she's not free, cancel. Play is not happening. Play is not happening. 2-3 people are very, very critical, and she's probably at number one, because even if Merno shows up, without her, no value. Please come with her.
Jai Baba. Yeah, when I done my first Padyatra, so we met Iraj uncle and I was in tears and I hugged Iraj uncle. And he told me, don't cry. I said, no, I'm too emotional today, this and that. So what is your profession? I said, by profession, I'm a hairdresser and a makeup artist as well. And I do bridals and all. But I want to do makeup for Baba. So he said, don't worry, but don't cry. And he called Alan and he said, come here. Next time, if there is any makeup work, call Mernaz. And he said, okay. And we left from there. And he comes in the dining room and he announces, okay, who's Mernaz, Mernaz. So I said, he said, give me your phone number, give me your email ID and all this, because Iraj uncle had said, no, to call me. At that time, I didn't have a computer. I didn't have it. It is about in 1999, I'm talking about. And no phone, nothing, but only a landline. So from that day onwards, like Ellen knows that any makeup work, I have to call Mernaz, So that is how my makeup started. And it started from this center itself only, because first we used to do short plays, and then we landed up doing plays for Baba, related from the time Baba was born till Baba dropped the body. So our center has done that play for more than 20 years, right? Like that. Okay, regarding this, what he said, no, just now, that everything is pre-recorded, right? But during initial stages, it was not pre-recorded. So I'll tell you a very small incident what happened, that on the stage, Shirin Mai was there and she was pregnant. And like she's having labor pains on the stage, and the nurse is Rashna, Rashna Karadia, she's the nurse. And like she's saying, Shirin Mai, fikar na karo, Dr. Rao say, Dr. Rao say, and I was backstage doing makeup. And someone comes and he tells me, what is his name? I forgot. So he is the doctor. I said, I don't know where is. I think so. He's gone to the toilet. So we banged on the toilet and I said, Arey bhai, taro scene aayo, yaar, come on the stage. So he's running with his, nada like this. And I said, no, don't go on the stage like this. First you see that you tie it properly. Others that will come out on the stage, And then finally the doctor went to deliver Mirwanji. So that was not pre-recorded, so it helped us. If it was pre-recorded, then gone. And like what he said no, about that Keki, that I only had pulled out his shirt. He told, yes, I was backstage and he had to do a Kawali song. And prior to that, he was in some other this thing. So he had worn that Kawali ka kurta, then he had worn a shirt because he does many roles. And then he came out, Mennas Morochara, please, I shirt kechi kor. He said shirt. But the kurta also came out. I didn't know he had put the kurta. And he went on his banyan and is singing his Kawali on the stage. And like, he didn't realize first, but then he could realize, yaar, I'm in my banyan. But then also he knows how to carry himself on the stage. So pre-recording is sometimes very difficult, but this is okay. So, अरे यार, and this Danish, no? चल तो यहाँ अभी ना तारो experience बोल जाऊँ तारो पहले नारा नो नहीं चला अभी जा no Danish Of course. I know you were doing like this on the stage. Remember, you are a big actor. I know you. Chalo, Jai Baba.
Just one more announcement. We are having next Sunday again, Vijay and some other crew members, including ये लोग भी आएंगे तो और भी मजा आएंगी. But next Sunday we'll be having a similar this thing. Two things I want to express my gratitude. Number one is to the team of Bomi Bamanji, who sat outside collecting donations and selling books. He didn't get a chance to see the play. So he and his team, hats off to them. Another person whom I really owe sincere gratitude to is Mr. Surti. Jara yahan aao, badane malo. He did not even come to the Tejpal. He was manning the center here just in case anybody decides to drop. This is the kind of service that people are here to offer. Talking about donations, I got a message. Yesterday we collected 50,000 rupees, which is a record in itself, because in Baba's own words, Baba has said, I have some of my lovers who would rather have their head chopped off rather than put hands in their pockets. So वैसे भी लोग होते हैं. Cyrus, do you want to say anything about this play, or just a few things?
Jai Baba. I was in Mumbai when Farzin called me to say that there is a character called Cyrus. Would you play that character? I said, Baba, keep me off. It's a line check. So I said, okay, I'll come. So initially I played O'Keefe's role. Meal times are fixed. And then, this is not a resort and all that. And the director, Mr. Director said, Vijay said, no, I don't think you are fit for that role. It's better that you play the old man's role. So I said, I'm easy with anything. It doesn't really matter. And I was happy in a sense because there was, I think, 45 seconds of delivery. That's about all that I had to say. And I had to say it very slowly. So even if I forget the line, I can pretend as if I'm old and I'm trying to recollect the line. So that was a benefit for me. The best part is I realized it later on that I am the one who's playing the role of seeing Baba's face on the wall. And when he is saying that sometimes you might see Baba's face on the wall, but that's normal. And I'm the one running away from that. I didn't realize that, so it's like that. So overall, yes, it was a fun to be in the team, even though it was a very minuscule part. And what comes to my mind is Baba always said, that I want many hands and one heart. That is how I feel that we were all working. To be honest, and I'm not ashamed of it, I was the laziest. I wasn't doing anything, but I could see a flurry of activities going backstage, people running, people doing all kinds of things. And it really gladdened our heart that people don't say that, oh, I'm an actor, or why should I sweep the floor, or why should I do this? Everybody was doing everything. So as I said, many hands and one heart. Another of saying, it's not Baba saying, but it's one of my favorite ones, is that God does miraculous things from the one who does not care to whom the credit goes. So I feel the whole entire team, they never bothered to garner credit. Oh, I did it. Everybody was pushing it out to somebody else. Oh, this is for you. This is, you were great. You were great. So I think that's the message is actually practically lived by this particular team. And the third one again, which comes to my mind is, that the best reward for any good deed done is to get an opportunity to do more good deeds. So, in other words, we hope and pray that Baba would give the team more and more opportunity. This is a fantastic way of spreading Baba's love, Baba's name, Baba's message. And Baba has done a wonderful job through each one of us. That's about all. Thank you, Baba. Thank you. Jai Baba.
We didn't realize earlier that this play would be done more than once. When it happened in Mehrabad, we thought it's going to be a solo performance. Then somebody in Pune was happy to host us and sponsor us. So we did it second time. We didn't know it's going to happen again. And then it happened yesterday. And then we realized that we have no social media presence. So we have just started today, 1 hour ago, a page on Instagram called Song of the Spirit 2025. So please, if you want to share your experiences or support, please write, because in case there are other people who want to host the show and they want to see there is value in it, your comments and all of that will help us. So please do, if you get a chance, just tag or comment or
I've posted small stories and reels about the Bujave song wala part and beautiful emotional parts which we were all touched by on the page. So you can just share those reels on your story, and then you can spread the word. And of course, you all can follow the page and spread the word. And you can keep seeing short, small clips about the play that we will be posting here onwards. And of course, tag yourself also so that we can repost the story on the page also. Yeah. Song of the Spirit. And we did it in the year 2025. So it's called Song of the Spirit 2025. So that is the name of the page, Instagram page. Yeah.
as I said, it's Baba's problem. If he needs to get it done, he needs to figure out a solution. It's best to leave it to him. We didn't even know we'll get this far. And whatever he wishes, I'm sure he'll make it happen. Just yesterday, I found out that the sound and light crew that joined us for the play yesterday, they were originally not supposed to be there because they were going for some other show. They were traveling. And because of the India-Pakistan issue that happened, their show got cancelled. So they were available to us. We got excellent people because of something like that. So Baba's master puppeteer, he'll figure it out. Our intention is to perform this as many times because it's really liberating and freeing for us as well. It brings us closer. We go through our own churning, but there is a different level of exhalation of being on stage and seeing the play. So I think it's in Baba's hands.
If you feel like writing anything about the play, there are posters of the play also and of the emotional scene. So you can write it in the comment area. So in case if anyone wants to say anything about the play, you can put it in the comments.
Anybody from the audience wants to say any special experience or feelings that they had? Come on. Okay, okay, go ahead.
So this play was, I really didn't know what the play was all about. And I know Rohit, for a long time, we've done a play or two together. And I kept asking him, tell me now, what is it about? He's like, no, you see the play. And we happened to meet someone who didn't know anything about Baba. And her friend told her there is a play happening and she curates events in Bombay. So she said, I'll come and see this play. And then she just vanished. I don't know where she went. She went to sit with a friend or something. And I thought that this would have been such a beautiful experience for her, because yes, we're talking about Baba, but if you think about it, the whole manifestation piece that you had, where, he's talking about the science of it all, and then Baba says, but that's what I'm saying, don't worry, be happy. It's so simple. And so many things about the play was so relatable to, I think, everyone. Of course, you as actors have shared it, and I think we as audience also felt it. I think we were laughing, crying, clapping, singing along. So that was what was happening on the audience stage, at least around me and whatever I felt. So hats off, you guys! Like, amazing, amazing work. Jai Baba.
Some of the small things that I noticed before the play, I mean, an hour or hour and a half before the play, our friend here, he was trying to relax himself against the wall and doing this. So मैंने जाके उसको बोला, I know you like applause and all that, but don't bring the bloody house down here. Then we started chatting briefly because he had to rush in. And he says, I asked him, where do we go from here? And he said, I feel there is a great potential for it to be turned into a movie. And pata nahi kyun, yesterday when I ekdam extempo after the end of this thing, I shared your mic and it came out, abhi to movie baki hai or something, film baki hai or something like that. So maybe the boss wants it. If he wants it, it will happen. Surely. Anybody wants to share anything?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. So when I saw the play first time in Mehrabad, I was going through a very hard time. That play itself changed my entire life. The perspective I started looking for, my room was M123. 7 days before that, I had a whiskey, I had a Scotch whiskey. So, like, Baba was exactly talking to me. And because of my CA final failure, I was going through a very rough time. So that play exactly changed me entirely. After returning to Bombay, like I started looking at things from a different perspective itself. So thank you so much for the beautiful play. Thank you so much.
There was a part in the play where Ishan, tells that research proves this happens, this theory. And ultimately, Baba says, I'm telling you very easily, don't worry, be happy. So in life, with that augmented intellect of ours, we try to prove our mind, which we are slaves of. That came very hard to me. What all we try, where all we try to go, but ultimately, it's so easy. And just 1 to 2 days back, hypothetically, somehow or the other, some talks also came up that, somebody explored this method, and from here, this person came as a Baba lover or something like that. And then one line came. After going through different places, the person certified and said, this is the best and the easiest. And I feel we are so fortunate that we got that. And that we have to surrender not only our worries, but a lot of other things. And the play gave us the reminder. And we should just take that. Sustenance is something that we have to also take with surrender of this. So that's what I got. And when Sam Uncle said who cried, I may have not cried externally, but at least it took me an hour or two till I reached home to something Baba had to push and take out my mind. I think I was in a very different world. I can't explain it, but it is something very internal.
It's called a nasha. It's called a nasha. Yes, it is a nasha. You see, when you take to boozing, drinking, वो भी एक नशा होता है और उसके बाद hangovers होती है. लेकिन ये जो नशा है जिसमें इश्क का जाम पिलाया जाता है, वो नशा उतरने को बहुत देर लगती है बॉस. आई एम स्टिल रीलिंग इन इट. बेसिकली today I like to admit, and most of all know, I'm a very emotional kind of a person. और कल मैं जब ये प्ले देखने आया था तो आशा जी बैठे हैं, उसके बाजू में there was a seat, so I wanted that aisle seat in the fourth row or whatever, with a promise कि during the play कुछ भी बात नहीं करना मेरे से, just leave me alone, because women, you know how they are, tank, 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 tank. So I was really left alone. I didn't even know anything or anybody existed around me. And then एक के बाद एक, एक के बाद एक, एक के बाद एक, ये जैसे स्टेज पे ये भी रो रहा था और इसको देख के मैं रो रहा था. And this went on and on until that Buzavenar Aarti, that was the magic point in me. वो Buzavenar कर रहा था, and from within I just felt कि just stand up and pay your respects. And I suppressed that feeling. I said कि नहीं, सब लोग बोलेंगे बाबा जी दीवाना हो गया है ऐसे. Second time I suppressed it. Third time I couldn't resist. I stood up, joined my hands, and I don't know if you noticed, some people in the audience noticed it. And बाद में पता चला कि somebody else at that particular moment had felt Baba's presence during this Bozavenar Aarti in this very particular moment. So he has his own amazing ways of doing things. मैंने आपको बोला था कि he will be there to watch you, because हमने जब भी plays किए हैं, first row या second row aisle seat, एक दो seat हमेशा खाली रहती है वो, and we know कि he's there. और एक समय ऐसा हुआ था, we were staging some show in Patkar Hall, one of the Baba plays. The house was full, there was no seats, this thing. So some lady, she saw him waiting at the entrance. ऐसे हाथ करके, he was watching the entire show. मेरे को तो ये बख्शिश नहीं है, I don't have that sight of vision or whatever, but those who do can. Some people smell the fragrance. वो जैसे समाधि के अंदर नहीं जाते हैं, वो fragrance आती है flowers की, वैसे ही उन लोग को आती है. So he has his own unique ways of making his presence felt. And when I had to write in his comment, I wrote that this play blew my mind off. Only thing left now is my heart. And that is exactly what one is supposed to do. Get rid of your mind and let your heart rule. So thank you everybody, and hope you've all not only just enjoyed, because that anybody can make you laugh and hoo ha ha, and you can say we enjoyed and tali bajao and go home, but कुछ न कुछ तरीके से तुम्हारे ज़हन में, in your heart of hearts, अगर बाबा ने even 10% भी बदलाव लाया है, तो then the entire effort is worth its while. That's what I feel. अब समय हो रहा है, तो we'll have to conclude. We meet again next Sunday, where Menosh will be joining in to put his input about the play, and some other people will be here also. Vijay will of course be here with some new it will give you some time to think some more anecdotes and सब करते रहने. And all I can say is that Samadhi, kya uncle, reminds me of a real Samadhi uncle called Nana Kher. I don't know if any of you all have seen him. Old timers, सफेद लेगा पहनते थे, सफेद कमीज पहनते थे. And if you were to go to him and say, "Ke Nana ji, I'll be leaving today after the breakfast and all," हाँ अच्छा, he would embrace और कान में कहते थे, "Take Baba with you, take Baba with you, take Baba with you." That's all I can say to all of us. Take Baba with you and cling on to his daman with both your hands. दोनों हाथ से, क्योंकि ये दामन जो है कभी भी फिसल जा सकती है. It has happened to a lot of us. And एक concluding this thing I want to just very briefly say is, जैसे इसको कोई रॉक स्टार नहीं बन पाया, in real life मधुसूदन पुंड, जरा एक किताब देना please, was Baba's favorite bhajan writer. Madhusudan Pund, he has written this entire book of bhajans. He was Baba's favorite, and in those days there wasn't much of scope for the singers and musicians and all that. Radio was the only venue available, you know. तो उसने जाके बाबा से कहा, बाबा अभी ये सब तो ठीक है, but I want to go. He worked in a hospital as a कुछ attendant के क्या clerical के कुछ भी था वो. बाबा से जाके पूछा तो बाबा ने बोला, why do you want to do all that? छोड़ दे, रहने दे, aren't you happy? नहीं नहीं बाबा, मुझे जाना है ये वो. Then he tried several times at several different places. Pune radio, Bombay आया था, बेचारा ने बहुत फांफे मारे, कुछ नहीं हुआ. Goes back to Baba and Baba says, I want you to sing for me and me alone, not for this world, not for this world. So आपको जो हुआ वो already हो चुका था, already हो चुका था. उसी को दुख भी देते हैं जिसे वो अपना समझते हैं. That is one of the lines of the ghazal. उसी को दुख भी देते हैं जिसे वो अपना समझते हैं, मगर उसके लिए छाती चाहिए, मेरी नहीं है. I don't have that guts to come out and say कि बाबा चलो. In old Baba's words, Baba's own words, वो कभी ना कभी एक ना एक कोई बंदा निकलता है जिसको कहते हैं मर्दे खुदा, खुदा का मर्द, who puts aside everything else. हमारी तो एक टांग इधर भी है, एक टांग इधर भी है, चल रही है गाड़ी, चलती रहती है. But the day someone decides कि मैं अभी सीधा सब कुछ छोड़ के, फिर वो कहानी और ट्विस्ट लेके चले जाती है, और फिर ये डायरेक्टर साहब और कुछ नया निकाल लेते हैं, हो जाता है. तार में है बाबा की जय. अभी आज क्या करेंगे? प्रेयर कौन करेगा? बुझावे नार कौन करेगा? Do you really sing as good as you sang it on the stage? देखा, बेशरम आदमी है. ओके, चलो पहले आरती. बुझावे तू कैसे कर?
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। भुजावे नार जहलतनी एकार खुद रात ने फरमातू छलागी आश भक्तों ने के बख्शे नूरे मातू आयामुर शद में है बाबा चरण पर तुझ न धरिए सर खुदा ना जात थी वाके फिथई बै तो मेहर बातू तू छे माँ लिख हकीकत नो तू आशिक भीने आरिफ भी तू छे दरी याए वहदत मारिफत नो हो ही तूफान तू हमोर है रब ने साले बखशते ज्ञान ही सदनु के तू पर महात्मा ज्ञानी छने मोग तारे फातू खुदाना प्रेम नो प्यालो पिलावी मस्त हमने कर छे तुझ पर जान सदके साखिया पी दे पे मातू हमारी नाव भर दरिए तरावे तो हमें तरिए हमारा ना खुदाए मेहर बाबा छनी गे बातू हमारा ना खुदाए मेहर बाबा छनी गे बातू बुझावे नार जहलतनी एकर खुद रात ने फरमातू छलागी आश भक्तों ने के बख्शे नूरे मातू। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
Oh, glorious, eternal, ancient one, your faces are transcendental sun. Lighten this dark world and the tears I weep. My heart may I give to you to keep. Creator yet creationless you are. Truth and truth's body, divine avatar. Who through compassion the three worlds maintain. Destroy this ignorance that life sustains. These words are the whirling spokes of prayer of the world's wheel that bears me unto death. Unless you who are infinitely kind break the wheel's hard reaches, These incenses, my love, these my art, which to please you I have shipped from my heart. Accept them as you would a simple flower that has no use beyond its shining eye. You are myself, sing to you in praise, and beg your love to bear me through the day. Till you, the ever living perfect one, illume my darkness with your shining sun. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय.
हे परवरदिगार, सबके राखनहार और सबकी रक्षा करने वाले, तुम्हारा कोई आदि नहीं है और न तुम्हारा कोई अंत है। तुम अद्वैत हो, तुम तुलना से परे हो और तुम्हारा पार कोई नहीं पा सकता है। तुम्हारा कोई रंग और कोई रूप नहीं है। तुम अविभव से रहित हो और तुम गुणातीत हो। तुम अपार हो और अगाध हो, कल्पना और धारणा से परे हो, शाश्वत और अनश्वर हो। तुम अखंडनीय हो और दिव्य नेत्रों के सिवाय और किसी भी प्रकार से तुम्हें कोई नहीं देख सकता है। तुम्हारा अस्तित्व सदैव था, तुम सदैव रहते हो और तुम सदैव रहोगे। तुम हो, तुम हर वस्तु में हो और तुम हर जगह से परे तथा हर वस्तु से परे भी हो। तुम आकाश में हो और पाताल में हो। तुम व्यक्त हो और अव्यक्त हो। तुम सब लोकों पर हो और समस्त लोकों से परे भी हो। तुम तीनों भुवनों में हो और तीनों भुवनों से परे भी हो। तुम अगोचर हो और स्वतंत्र हो। तुम सृष्टि के रचने वाले हो, स्वामियों के स्वामी हो, समस्त मनों और हृदयों के ज्ञाता हो। तुम सर्वशक्तिमान हो और सर्वव्यापी हो। तुम अनंत ज्ञान हो, अनंत शक्ति हो और अनंत आनंद हो। तुम ज्ञान के महासागर हो, सर्वज्ञ हो, अनंत ज्ञान रखने वाले हो। तुम भूत, वर्तमान और भविष्य के ज्ञाता हो और तुम स्वयं ज्ञान हो। तुम पूर्ण दयामय हो और सदैव हितकारी हो। तुम आत्माओं की आत्मा हो और अनंत गुणों से संपन्न एक परमात्मा हो। तुम सत्य, ज्ञान और परमानंद की त्रिमूर्ति हो। तुम सत्य के मूल हो, प्रेम के महासागर हो। तुम सनातन सत्ता हो, ऊंचों में सबसे ऊंचे हो। तुम प्रभु और परमेश्वर हो। तुम पर ब्रह्म हो और परात्पर परम भी हो। तुम पर ब्रह्म परमात्मा हो, अल्लाह हो, इलाही हो, यजदान हो और मज्द हो और प्रियतम ईश्वर हो। तुम्हारा नाम यजद अर्थात एकमात्र पूज्य है। हे असीम दया के निधि प्रभुराज, हम अपने सब पापों के लिए पश्चाताप करते हैं। हर एक विचार के लिए जो असत्य, अनुचित या गंदा था, हर एक बोले हुए शब्द के लिए जिसे बोलना हमें उचित न था, और हर एक कर्म के लिए जिसे करना हमें उचित न था। स्वार्थ से प्रेरित हर एक कर्म, शब्द और विचार के लिए तथा द्वेष प्रेरित हर एक कर्म, शब्द और विचार के लिए हम पश्चाताप करते हैं। विशेषकर हर एक कामुक विचार तथा क्रिया के लिए, ऐसे हर एक वचन के लिए जिसको हमने पूरा नहीं किया, और सभी निंदा, पाखंड, दम या लोगों के पीछे उनके दोष बताने के लिए हम अनुताप करते हैं। और खासकर दूसरों का नाश करने वाले हर एक कर्म के लिए, दूसरों को दुख देने वाले हर एक शब्द तथा कर्म के लिए, तथा दूसरों पर दुख गिरने की इच्छा करने के लिए हम अनुताप करते हैं। हे प्रभुराज, आप हम पर असीम दया करके हमारे किए हुए पापों को क्षमा कीजिए, और वैसे ही आपकी मर्जी के अनुसार विचार करने में, बोलने में तथा कार्य करने में जो हमारी असमर्थता सदा रहती आई है, उसको भी क्षमा कीजिए। यही हमारी आपसे प्रार्थना है। प्रियतम परमात्मा, हमारी ऐसी सहायता कर कि हम तुझसे अधिक और अधिक प्रेम करें, और अधिक और अधिक, और फिर भी उससे भी अधिक प्रेम करें, जब तक कि हम तुझ में मिलकर एक हो जाने के पात्र बन जाए। और तू हम सब की ऐसी सहायता कर कि हम अंत अंत तक प्रियतम बाबा का दामन दृढ़ता से पकड़े रहे। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
जय बाबा एवरीबॉडी। जस्ट अ स्मॉल फाइनल अनाउंसमेंट। आज जो भी नए लोग आए हैं, प्लीज डू नॉट मेक योर सेल्फ एज विजिटिंग मेंबर्स। अब आते रहिए। इफ यू कंसिडर मेहर बाबा टू बी इटर्नल फादर, उसके घर में आके विजिट करना वंस इन अ वाइल आपका भी दायित्व बनता है। सो प्लीज do come. We'll be very happy to have you all over. It doesn't require a big event to get us people together. We are all one family. Aate rahiye and keep taking Baba's love with you. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.